Well, this is the crusading editor at work. How you doing, boss?
Oh, Sam Spade, where have you been?
I've been boning up with the mixing and pouring of cement.
Are you on the construction site right now?
Start next week. And while I was snooping around, you know what I came across?
What?
Those are the sharpest photographs of a payoff you've ever laid your eyes on.
Are you kidding?
Right there in black and white. The building inspector accepting a very large wad of cash from the construction foreman, assuring him that the sleazy materials they're using are top-notch.
Boy, you keep this up, and I'm going to give you...
What? A raise? A Porsche? A stiff beating? What?
I know this guy.
Who is it?
Hi, it's me.
Dixie, you sweet balm to this poor man's weary heart. Please come in.
Well, I just brought by some enchantment products for your daughter.
Well, that's a nice surprise.
Yeah, well, I mean, I figured that she would like it, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, see, there's
Well, isn't this nice?
body lotion and bubble bath and a beauty balm. See, the label's got a little mangled in the shipping, but otherwise they're really okay.
Wasn't that thoughtful of you?
Well,
Oh, Lord.
I know you're not allowed to see your little girl, but I figured that your ex wouldn't mind, you know, if you gave her something that she'd like.
By hook or by crook, I shall make sure that my child gets this, and I shall find a way to make sure she understands it is from your gracious hand.
Well, that's sweet of you. You don't have to do that. Listen, I gotta go. I gotta go back to work at the glam room.
And how are things coming with you?
Okay. Things are okay.
Good.
Yeah. Well, I gotta go, okay? So, take good care of yourself, and I'll see you later. Okay.
Indeed, I shall.
Bye.
Thank you.
You bet. Did it come up?
Loud and clear. Return address. Look at that. Morgan Rutherford, president.
Rutherford Construction, so is that our source?
Maybe. The boss might be the man at the top, or it might be one of his contractors or suppliers trying to cover his own tracks.
Rutherford has more than enough money to grease a lot of palms.
Agreed. So we start at the top.
So how do we get substantiated evidence?
We've got to access his records.
Well, you're the best man for the job.
You say the nicest things.
I have total faith.
Well, I'm glad one of us does. I mean, I'd love to be able to weasel into his establishment, but let's face it, it's going to be a neat trick. Morgan and I don't exactly run in the same circles.
Well, then you might also be able to get what you need at the construction site.
No way. A job like this requires up-close and personal elbow rubbing, if you know what I mean.
Yes, direct. So, what?
So, I don't know. So go back and edit your magazine, and I'll think of something.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Magazine. What am I talking about? That's perfect. Why don't we just do an interview on the guy?
Yes.
A cover story. I mean, men like that are a pushover for an interview. They can't resist the publicity.
Yes. The only trouble is, I would be doing your job for you.
Oh, come on. For a woman, you make a pretty good investigator.
For a woman?
Upset. We'd be partners. We'd be Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. We'd be Cisco and Pancho, Laverne and Shirley.
We're in a lot of trouble. Yes. Can you connect me with the Rutherford Construction Company? Thank you.
And a boy, Beeve.
I would love to go to lunch with you, but, actually, I already made plans to go on a picnic with David.
Picnic with David?
I'm crazy, aren't I?
Well, I know he took you to the dance and everything, but I guess it went well, huh?
Well, yes and no. There were some things that happened to David and I.
Oh, well. Evidently. What about Trask?
Dix, I honestly thought that Trask and I had something. But then he barged into the dance, and he overheard David and I talking, and he made this huge scene, and he started ordering me around and telling me that I had to tell David to get lost.
Well, you can't exactly blame him for that.
Well, why did he have to blow up like that? David was just apologizing for all the rotten things that he had done to me in the past.
You sure he didn't say anything else?
He said that he loved me and he never stopped.
Oh, that's great. How do you feel about this?
I don't know. I mean, I'm still really hurt that Trask walked out on me and wouldn't let me explain.
Well, what were you gonna explain? I mean, here's David standing there. I mean, he's telling you that he loves you, and you're not exactly pushing him away, I take it.
You know, when you have something special with somebody or you're close with them, well, there's always this bond. Why does that have to be a threat?
Do you love David?
I care about him, but I'm not sure if it can be the same as before.
Can your big sister give you some advice?
Yes, please.
Okay. I would not jump into this too quick, really, because commitments are supposed to last forever.
What is happening with you and Tad?
Oh, well, nothing.
Dixie.
No, I mean it, nothing, really. I mean, we saw each other, we met, and, well, it was great. I mean, I loved him, and he loved me, and it seemed like it was all going to work out, that everything was going to be fine, that he was going to give up. But he didn't. No, he didn't. He's so stubborn. He's just as stubborn as he ever was about my family and everything. Ugh. It's like we went right back to the beginning again, you know?
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's just that he's so pig-headed, you know? I mean, he doesn't understand that you and Uncle Palmer and Will, you're like my strength, you're my base, you know? And it's not that I would love him any the less. I think if he doesn't want to see you guys, I don't like it. Fine, you know? Just why do I have to suffer?
You know something? I think he's gonna come around eventually. He loves you too much not to.
You think so? I hope so. I think it's going to take a miracle.
I know your husband is a very busy man, and we would certainly work around his schedule.
I know Morgan would find the idea of a profile interesting if it didn't encroach too much on his busy schedule. He's involved in so many projects, which of course takes him away from Pine Valley more often than he's here.
Is he away at the moment?
No, actually he's here. For how long, I don't know. Perhaps you and I could get together and discuss this further.
Yes, that would be terrific. I would love to meet with you.
Well, since my calendar's free, I could be at your office within an hour, if that's convenient.
Within an hour? Yes, that would be very convenient. If you don't mind, I'm going to have my research assistant join us. Will that be all right?
That's fine.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you. So, how's that?
Well done. I think this partnership is going to fly.
It better.
It's in the bag.
Your husband's story is fascinating. A man who started out as a bricklayer, who had a dream of starting his own business, who saved his money to start that business, and who parlayed that business into a construction company, one of the largest in the world.
A lot of discipline and hard work.
And skill. Morgan knows that business from the ground up. His employees respect that.
Well, it would make a terrific profile for Tempo, and I just hope that he's interested.
Well, you've done a fine job on research, Mr. Martin.
Oh, Tad, please.
Well, then you must call me Loretta.
Yes, well, besides research, Tad is also going to be the photographer on this job.
Oh, a man of many talents.
Master of a couple.
I'm sure. With my husband's time at a premium, you'd have greater access to Morgan, Miss English, if you'd spend the weekend with us at our beach house. I'd love to have you, too, of course.
Thank you.
It would give you a chance to have another side of Morgan, get a chance to see the inner man.
I think it's an excellent idea, and certainly a very gracious invitation.
Are you free?
Never free. Always reasonable.
Anyway, I have to check with my secretary. I have a possible conflict, but I'm sure I can reschedule. I'll be back in a moment.
You can bring your wife if you'd care to.
Well, my wife and I are separated.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It happens.
Well, then a weekend at the shore would be just what you need.
Yeah, I think a little change of scene might be nice.